It's gonna go sideways. There he goes. There he
Oh
is.
God!
The show has begun.
Every time.
Chris is sideways. We know we're good. Welcome everybody. This is the Knives and Nonsense Show. I'm your host TK. With us today we have Chris. Hello, Chris.
Howdy.
And we have Mike. How you doing?
Doing good,
Are
man.
you making cutlery great again?
Yeah, intermittent between that and leather,
That and leather.
That and leather.
We've got a couple of topics to bring you guys. First and foremost, I think we're going to show some Frontier series knives from Imperial back in the day. They were what, like mid 70s, something like
70s,
that? Mike?
76 to 85, 86, something like that.
Right. And the earliest ones were
76 was the earliest.
Yeah, some of the ones I've got today to show you are some of the earlier ones. Mm-hmm. And Mike's got a more extensive collection than I do from a broader range. I've got just more of the early ones.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have fun with that.
Yeah.
And just shoot the bull. Nothing too serious. Stick around with us for an hour and have a good time. Yeah. Put us on in the background. Put us on in the foreground. And you got your wife there with you? Is she gonna?
Now she gone back to the back.
She left. Oh,
yeah.
I was looking forward to her little giggle on the side there.
I can get her to come back in here.
But yeah, we're happy to see all you guys in. We've got about 14 people in the room already. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of a roll call here, just to acknowledge all the people that have come in early. So right off the bat, Marco, he's always the first. I think he just comes in and says hello every time I've created the live before he's even actually in here. Then we got James Alton. Mm-hmm. Thank you, James. Mario is here. He said, I don't know if I'll be here for the live, but I just wanted to say hello to John, Chris, and my brother from Tennessee, Mike.
Yeah, boy.
This Mexican appreciates y'all.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Mario. And we got Blade Lord. We appreciate you as well, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona EDC, how you doing? Hey, guys. How's everyone doing? And we've got Alabama Knife and Tool. Says, howdy, folks. We got Sean from Watch City Knives. Gives us all a big hello. We got Byron of Splitting Slices. Says, howdy, TK. Blade Lords. And all these others. So thank you for coming in, Byron. We got Bubba's EDC. How you doing, Bubba? And we've got Stacy of Stacy's Bolsters Blades. Hello, Stacy. Always good to see you.
Yep.
And we got Frake Nordcut. He says hello, everyone. So thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I kind of discovered the Frontier series more by just browsing eBay for a couple of different things. And then once I saw one of the knives, I kind of looked it up in the Levin's Guide.
Yeah.
You guys are familiar with the Levin's Guide, but it's sort of one of the little Bibles to the slip joint world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that these knives were not made by Imperial. So that kind of piqued my interest.
Yeah.
And I got to reading some of the paperwork that I was able to find through different forums and things. And they were meant to be a premium line that they made that were a cut above their normal production. Normal Imperial knives had like the clip-on type style covers and just weren't made to the same quality standards as say the old timers were. And these were much higher quality.
Yeah.
And actually, I think they were produced in, for the most part, at least the ones that I own in the early days, were made by Camillus.
All the U.S. made ones are Camillus made.
Right. Okay. And so then they moved production over to Ireland in the latter part of the series as they went along. I did have one of those to look at before I shipped it off, but it was actually Matt's of Slip Joint Sawyer fame.
I got one sitting here.
And it had the sort of Cutlery tail colors, not near the quality of some of these other ones.
Oh, not at all.
But yeah, why don't you kick it off, and we'll kind of go through your collection first, and then if there's any other ones that were kind of duplicated, I'll show those at the same time, and then
Okay.
just talk about how you kind of got into collecting and.
All right.
Yeah.
So I got into collecting them. Wait, did you want me to start? I'm sorry, you were kind of breaking up there for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you kick it off and
Okay.
just kind of tell us about how you started your collection and how the Frontier collection in your mind was one that you wanted to kind of take further interest in.
Gotcha. So I got started in them when I first started YouTube about a year ago. They were inexpensive at the time. You could.
Oh no! Oh no! Where my
the hamster has died.
That was very, very poor timing. Right as he was about to introduce. Okay,
Damn.
well, we'll just fight through it. I'm sure he'll be back. Maybe
That
just
hamster died badly. I mean, it had a heart attack and died.
There he is. He's back. He's back already. No problem.
Uh,
As you were saying, sir.
Did we cut out?
Yeah, we lost you for about the last 30 seconds. Yeah.
Oh,
right as you were about to start, you went bye-bye.
Oh Lord. Well, we've got a bad storm, I think, about to roll through. So
yeah.
I don't know. So I guess I'll start over.
All right.
God dang. So I started collecting them pretty much when I first started my channel because I wanted something inexpensive to work on, to repair, stuff like that. And you could pick up just about any of them for $20. Didn't matter the pattern, $20 all day. And this was probably the first one that I got. And this is the 44 series, so 4-inch frame. This is the Stockman. They are the Swindon key construction, so you can knock this center pin out and then they just slide apart. It's not a pin through bolster like your cases and stuff like that.
Right.
They're easy to kind of swap around. If you need to swap a blade out, it's super easy to do. So this is actually the first one I ever purchased. And it was pretty funky when I got it. This one it's got a little bit of pitting, and I've carried it. It's got some patina, but it is it's in pretty good shape now. Has great snap. But yeah, I started collecting those just because they were inexpensive. At the time, a single dad, 2 kids, and didn't have a whole lot of money, trying to start this YouTube thing and needed something to show. So I got started on those, and just kind of, the more I learned about them, the more I wanted to collect them. So that's where I started it, and kind of why. And then as I kind of started watching other channels, Terry's Knives and Man Stuff had shown some. So me and him kind of hit it off with those. And Terry's one of those friends that I value in the community a lot. So kind of gave us something in common. And we've done some trading back and forth on a few. And so that's been probably another reason why they kind of near and dear to my heart. Started a few friendships with them. So yeah, that's where I started with them.
And it's kind of one of those things for me. It was just by chance, kind of saw a couple on eBay and wanted to know more about them.
Yeah,
they look like
something different.
Yeah, they were quality.
Yeah, yep, definitely quality.
But got a couple of the 4-inch ones too. I believe this is the exact same one you showed.
Yep.
44 pattern.
Yep.
What is that model number there?
That is
4434. That's what you got.
Yeah, 4434. 76 to 83 was I have a spreadsheet.
You're cheating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he just come prepared.
Yeah. Actually, Bubba from Bubba's EDC made this and sent it to me. I had one just on my phone, but this one actually has like a checklist that you can check stuff off as you get it. So he gave me that. So it's helped to figure out what I have and don't have.
Yeah, this one's pretty much untouched. Pretty nice condition.
Nice.
But they offered them in the 4 colors. So here's a variety of the black, and then you had a white. What do they call the black? They call the blacks. Help me out with that, Mike. What do they call the black?
Gunpowder
black. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that haven't seen these before, it's a powder horn shield on it. It says Frontier below the powder horn there, and then that's kind of replicated on the tank stamp as well. So it's Frontier and an arch, and then below it you got a little powder horn on there. There's the black, and then we have a white. And what do we call them, the white?
Oh, it's old ivory.
Old ivory, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they called that. Mine's got a little bit of a red tint to it on the back, like it got stained with something. I've never been able to get it out. So it's not a perfect example by any means, but it looks more like that.
Yeah.
On the front. There's another smaller white. It's kind of just an off-white color, but apparently they pick up color from other things.
Yeah,
I've had a couple that do that. So maybe it's just the quality of the material they use.
Yeah.
And there's the yellow version.
Mm-hmm.
Another Stockman as well. Same as the black with just yellow covers. What do they call the yellow, Mike?
Sundown yellow.
Sundown.
Yeah.
Sundown.
Or ugly.
Mm-hmm.
You're not one of those yellow haters, are you, Chris?
Yes, I am.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
Reincarnated.
Well, me and Randy have long conversations about that. We had
another look at the jig Delrin.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Powderhorn Stag is what they called that one.
Powderhorn Stag.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I need to find right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So there were the 4 color variations there.
Oh, I didn't pick up my Stockman on that one.
Yeah, I need to find that one in a Stockman. It's got the jack.
See,
that jack's actually hard to find. And that was only made in 76, so
yeah. So you saying I got a good one? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. Only made in 76.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you got to give me the number on that one after the show so I can find it.
All right. This is model number 4421. There you go. Awesome. Love the clip points on these. They are beautifully done.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Typical Camilla swedge on one side.
Mm-hmm. Long pole, match track.
Yep.
But interesting what you say about that. I forgot what do they call that construction that you mentioned?
Swindon pin.
Swindon pin. Yeah.
Yep.
It's like a special patent designed.
Yeah, or it's got the backside of the bolster has like a keyway that the pivot pin actually slides in.
Some people aren't as, I guess, keen on the Swindon pin as they are to the pinned bolsters, but
yeah,
it's still pretty good at design. I think.
Yeah. If you've got a good one, then you're good. But like, if you get one that's been abused, you can't really squeeze it back together because it's that's just not how it's
a little more difficult to repair if they get messed up.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are awesome. I just those blades and the quality of the feel, the snap on them. All the ones I have a pretty decent snap on them.
Yeah. I think all but just maybe 1 or 2 of mine are still solid. as far as snaps and stuff.
All right. Well, let's go through some of these other patterns. So you saw the 4421 and the other 4-inch Stockman that's got the 3 blades.
Yeah.
They're calling this the 4433. Do you have that? The yellow? Do you have the yellow one in this, Mike?
And the Stockman.
Yeah, the 4-inch.
Yeah.
Stockman.
Yep. This was a trade from Bubba's EDC.
And he's here in the
He's
in
in
the chat.
the chat. I gotta give my boy a shout out. So this one's pretty much untouched. I don't even think it's ever been sharpened other than what little bit of stropping I maybe did.
Yeah. I think honestly some of this might have been staining from the box itself. Yeah.
It could have been because they were instead of being wrapped in paper, they were wrapped in plastic and then put in a cardboard box. So it could have picked up something, or the oil.
Yeah.
The manufacturing oil could have done it.
You don't have to worry about that with the black ones. They are nice and dark.
Yep.
Now they have the squared off Stockman, and then they got the rounded Stockman in the smaller size.
Yep.
Here's the squared off. I want to say this is 4134 on your little sheet there.
Yep.
This one's got a little bit of patina, but this is the squared off version in the smaller size. Let me just get the blades out.
And I've just got, yeah.
So that measures closed at, let's call that 3 3/8.
Yeah.
Pretty nice little medium Stockman, I'd say.
Yeah. I've got the double eagle in that.
Double eagle.
The wood and the brass bolsters. And the etching on the blade too. It's got double eagle. I don't know if it's picking up. Maybe.
Let me just briefly show this picture here. Yeah, there's some of the other patterns that you could get. You get that folding hunter, and it's got the, I guess, 2-blade version or the single blade version.
Yep. I've got the 2-blade.
Let me pull that up, Mike.
Yeah, man.
Boom. That's nice.
Yeah. It's got some patina. I think this one was stored wrong from the way it looked when I got it, because the Delrin's in really good shape, or plastic. I'm not sure if it's Delrin or just some sort of plastic, but it's in perfect shape. But the blades are just, they're pitted and stuff, but I mean, it's still there. I mean, there's no gaps on the back, just a little bit of peppering. But I carry them and use them, so they're going to get peppered and patinaed.
Yeah. Do you have another example of a pattern that I haven't shown?
Yeah, I have a couple. We'll start on the small end of the stag.
Just work your way through them if you would. Yeah.
What's that?
Stay on you. Just work your way through them. We'll stay on you.
Okay. This is the this one's not listed on my list. I'm gonna have to update it. This is a small Stockman. This is, if I can read it, this is the 4031. Little 3-blade Stockman.
Nice
with
little
pin
slender
blade.
design. Yeah.
Yeah, they're real skinny. But then you flip it on its backside, and it's like it's thicker than it is.
It is tall. That's cool.
Yeah. So, got that one, and then I've got the hunter we just saw. And then they call this a jackknife. They don't call it a trapper, but it's basically a trapper pattern. They call it a dog leg jack, but it's got a clip and a spay.
Yeah.
This one come from a trade with that pocket knife guy out of Florida somewhere.
Let's look at that spade blade again, because that's one that I think it's a pretty attractive
Yeah,
spade blade. It has
that
spade blade
top,
blades.
that top's
Yeah.
laid back, makes it more pointy.
Almost like I almost could use it for a spear point to start with.
Almost. If it was rounded at the top a little bit
Yeah.
more, it would be a spear point.
Well, a grinder can do that.
Yeah, not this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's look at the handle again. Let's like more like you said, dog leg shape. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice shape.
Yep. And if you look at I was talking to Randy over at Georgia Adventure, and we were talking about that this jig Delrin is the same jig Delrin on the Remington bullet knives, on Camillus branded, some of the Camillus branded knives. It's all the same material. They just put it on different knives.
Yeah, just reused it, put another badge on it.
Yeah, they just put
Yeah,
another badge
Camillus
on it.
OEM'd a lot of stuff. So
Yes, a lot. And I've got, this is the rounded bolster. This is a 2-blade jack, kind of the smaller version of that one that you had.
I believe I have that one, as a matter of fact.
Bolsters. And this one is 4221. This is a 76 only production year.
Oh, that one 1 year only as well?
Yeah. A lot of the Stag was 76 only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is one I saved. I did a video on that one where it was pretty much white before I oiled it up.
Yep. Yep. Mine is a little white on the ends. And I think it's UV light that does it.
Yeah.
Like if this thing's set on the dash of a truck.
Dash car, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Bleach them out real easily.
Yeah, they do tend that plastic does tend to lose its whatever you want to call it, like the petroleum that it's used.
And I do have a muskrat, or what's left of a muskrat, in this in the jig Delrin, but this one came to me with a broke blade, so it's still a great knife. So I just made it into a pin blade and throw it in your pocket and go.
Yeah, I like that.
And these are single blade, and you can see the double liners. That's indicative of the Swindon pin construction.
Yeah,
right.
So yeah, great knife. And I have the black,
same frame size as the Stockman. Is it the same?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like here's the Stockman and the muskrat. Let me see here. Do this better. That's the Stockman and the muskrat and the black.
Yeah.
So it's the same liners and all that, just the different blades. And then this one's actually, there are people screeching me opening these blades up at the same time.
Oh, there you go. There's a look at the full blade.
Yeah, so it's 2 clip points. And you would think that it's the same blade. Both of the blades have the Frontier logo, but only one of them has the part number on it, on that blade. So
okay. All right. Yeah, the main blade is usually the only one with the model number. So.
Yep. So that's what I've got out for the jig Delrin, and I've got 5 or 6 more. I didn't want to bring all 50 something Frontier knives I had. Right. I didn't know how much time we wanted to waste.
I mean, I just think they're great. I pretty much just tried to stick with the Stockmans to start with, but they've got that single bladed trapper you see there. It's like the second row, second from the right.
I have not seen one.
Yeah,
I'd say that one's probably going to be unobtainium. And I think that was a 76 only too. So
yeah, some great patterns in there.
Yep.
And there's your muskrat, third over third row.
Yep.
What about that single bladed hunter? Have you ever seen
I
one?
only have the 2-blade. I have all of the folding hunters except for that one, and I've only ever seen one.
That doesn't do much to improve it.
No, it doesn't.
There we go.
Yeah, so I have all the folding hunters that they produced except for that one single blade stag one, what they called stag. So
I got to give a shout out to my man Baxter who showed up.
Andrew.
Andrew's in the house. Yeah. Golf clap, Andrew.
Golf clap.
Yes, sir. But hopefully y'all enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed all the different Frontier knives I've come across.
Yeah. And they've been great to collect.
I gave away one to Matt. I think he got another of those 4221. So I guess I gave away a rare one.
Yeah. Yeah, all of the 42 series are all, and there was only 3 in that series, and they're all 76 only.
Okay. Rounded bolsters. Yeah, they're nice.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Camillus. They do some good stuff.
They did indeed.
Loving them. You gonna get you some, Chris? Are you impressed enough? Find some now?
Well, there's that one I really want, but it's like finding hen's teeth from what I'm
this
seeing.
One here? The Jack?
Yeah, the Jack.
Full size.
Yeah.
Okay, full size Jack.
That's the one I really want.
All right.
Sorry, buddy.
Can't have mine. Sorry, bud.
It happens.
I'm not giving that
That's the way it usually happens with me. Anything I want is usually hard to find or expensive.
Yep.
Or both. So.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? Square bolsters? Round bolsters?
I like the size of the big one, the 4-inch one. But if they had done a round bolster on that size frame, I think it would have been the perfect pocket knife. Yeah.
Right. Well, look at the 2 smaller ones side by side.
Mm-hmm.
Which do you prefer? Square?
Well, on that pattern, I prefer the blade on the yellow one or the ivory one. I can't tell which one that is. Just because that long clip point, I don't know. Like on the case 18 patterns, I like that long clip point, but these, I don't know. I don't know. They don't do it for me.
Okay. Just the little Skinner blade, not enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's the blade.
Yeah, it's not the bolster shape. It would be the blade. It'd be that little.
The difference in the two there.
Yeah. Just more meat on the bone on that.
Yeah, there's more meat on it.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I wouldn't turn one down, but you're asking opinions. There you go.
Yeah. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just more of a Skinner, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that blade either.
Is that the only blade that's different? The other two are the same, aren't they?
Yeah, the smaller versions.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yep, good snap on those. But I always did like the Camillus clip point.
Yeah.
Just well done.
With the swedge.
Yeah, the swedging on that is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You can see they just did the one side.
Oh, wait, no, they don't. I thought the hunters had a swedge on both sides of their clips, but they don't. They're single-sided.
Mm-hmm.
They're single-sided swedges. Just on that. I guess on the show side, it would have the swedge. Yeah. And then the other side doesn't have it. So.
Yep. So, yeah. Now everybody's going to be looking for them on eBay, and we're not going to be able to find them, Mike. That's the problem.
I'm down to the hard to find ones.
Yeah, like, here's all this great stuff that you could be looking for.
Yeah.
You can't find it.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I'll just look for something else for a while until it.
Yep. Let the new wear off.
Yeah.
you were talking about the Ireland made ones. I've got one of the large.
Oh
stock.
yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt bought one of those as well. I picked one
Mhm.
up for real cheap. You can get these really inexpensive.
These are really cheap, and they're still great knives. I mean, they take a great edge. It's still good steel.
Mhm.
It's not the construction. I'm not sure on the construction of these. I almost think that the pivot pins are riveted to the liner, and then these are like crimped on somehow, but not like on the end, like you
Right.
saw with the colonials and stuff. I'm not sure. I haven't had one apart. All of mine are.
They're not as weighty either, if I remember right.
No, not at all. I mean, they're all steel. There's no brass in them. It almost feels like the bolsters are almost hollow a little bit, but still great knives. Nothing to balk at. So, and they did 3 in this color, and it's this one, a lockback, and the dogleg trapper, and I have all 3 of those, but I only brought this one over.
I'm pretty sure the one I bought Matt was just the smaller Stockman.
Yeah.
Or it could have been a Jack. I can't remember. I think it was a Stockman. But
Yeah.
it was in the like the 3 3/8 inch size.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, those are Ireland made.
Mm-hmm.
A couple other pictures I'll show just to kind of allow you guys to look at some other things here. They also made some fixed blades.
Mm-hmm.
They're real
I have
nice.
a couple of those if you want to look at them.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just
Take your
whatever.
time.
Yeah.
And I think I've got some other photos that I'll try to load up too as we go along here. But
Okay.
yeah, these are pretty interesting. They got again the hunters.
Yeah.
Black and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
I like that second one from the right or left. Can't read the model number on that one, but
I think that's the utility. I think it's called a utility knife. It's like the sharp finger.
Yeah, it's similar shape, isn't it?
Yeah. I think they call that the utility knife.
That's a good looking little fixed blade. I like that one.
Yeah.
And they only had the yellow in that, huh? Or is that the ivory?
It's an ivory. It's an ivory color.
Yeah. Old ivory, they called it.
Yeah. I've just got the 422. I think this is called the capping knife or capping blade. Caping
knife. Yeah, caping. That one's nice too.
This one come from old Big J.
Big J.
Yeah. Traded him out of that.
I haven't heard from him in a bit.
Mm-hmm. And then this is the 44-2F. This is going to be the flexible fillet knife.
Ooh.
They made a flexible one and then
more rigid.
I think it's and the only difference in the number is an F and an R, and this one still has the etching on it right there. If we can get it in, yeah, right there. So, it's your typical fillet knife. So stainless, not carbon. Those are the only 2 fixed blades that I have.
Yeah, Byron says this is one knife brand I know nothing about. That's kind of what a lot of people are kind of they've kind of missed on this. I think a lot of the information's out there.
Bubba's fixing the spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a couple more on there, Bubba. I'm gonna have to go through. I think I've got some that aren't on this one. I'll have to get with you.
You had a mistake on the sheet and you had to fix it.
Yeah, Bubba put this spreadsheet together. I've got one that I found on AAPK a while back. That's got, I think it's pretty much everything on that one, but that one's just on my phone.
All right.
So,
all right, Chris, thoughts?
Yes. Talk about
fill some space while I add some photos here. Can you do that for me?
Maybe not.
Thoughts, questions?
Oh, Oh, now you're gonna put me on big screen. I see.
Oh
that.
yeah, I gotta do this at least once a show to make sure you're involved, sir.
Now, what's kind of caught my attention? You were talking about the construction, and I've never
Mhm.
heard of that. The way
Yeah.
they're
Swindon Key.
constructed.
Yeah,
Swindon Key.
yeah.
I had to. Are there any pictures online showing them
There
disassembled
were.
at all?
I want to say there were some Swindon Key bucks made by Camillus
Were there?
as well.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Some of the Shrades, some of the old timers are Swindon Key as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
that may have
to.
been what it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to Google
That
that
may have
later.
been whatever. Yeah.
Mhm.
and
And
see
like
if
I said,
can't
all you
find
got to
that.
do is knock that middle pin out.
Mm,
Right there, you can just run a razor blade down through there and beat it down, and it'll, because they're just brass.
yeah.
And then pull the pieces out, and then they literally just slide like slide
Yeah.
like pin cards. And if you look on the back, it's got one side's got a double liner, and then the other side doesn't.
Yep.
That side with the double liner is what you would slide off, and then everything just kind of stacks on top of that.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like if you took a Swiss Army knife apart, you just pull it off the pins. That's how it kind of comes apart.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
All right. So here's some info, and I'm going to bring it up in a bit different way here in a minute. So everybody, I'm going to read it off to you, but this does a good job of explaining kind of where they were at with this, as far as like their approach to their intentions. Because like I said, the Imperial always made sort of a lower end knife, so this is sort of a departure from what they normally did. And I will have you guys kind of fill the void with here when I'm trying to pull this up, and I can share it in a larger screen format.
Well, while you're doing that, I will show something that's really hard to get with them is the leather that they came with, because it was very poor quality. Some of it was I don't know what kind of leather they call it, but it's almost like chipboard but leather, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Really,
this is a
really
belt
low-grade.
sheath for one of the lockbacks, and this one's in mint perfect condition, and it holds.
Yeah, show that again. Got you up now. There we go.
You know, nothing crazy, just simple. No identifying markers on it or anything.
Yeah.
This one I did have to replace the snap-on because the brass will deteriorate in that veg tan leather, but it holds these lockbacks.
Oh, it's so frustrating when you're trying to
I
do
like
it
the
on the
blade
fly.
on that lockback.
Yeah. So I've just got a couple of the pieces of leather that went with these. And then this is, what was the model number on this one? Because they only made one in this. This is a 4815. This is like a 110.
Yeah. Ooh. And it's flat ground.
Yeah, and it's flat ground.
Ooh.
This one has pin fishing reels.
Yeah.
Is it fishing reels? No, pin line service. This is probably like a utilities, but it's the double eagle. So it's got the double eagle. Solid construction. Now this would be a pin through construction.
Yeah.
You can actually see they did brass bolsters and then did probably a stainless pin.
Yeah.
So, and it's got the matching sheath to go with it.
No. Huh.
So,
see, that's one thing I wish Buck would do every once in a while. Maybe a full height flat ground blade.
yeah.
But they don't.
Yeah. Oh, Chris, if you like that that lockback blade shape, there's a single blade folding hunter.
Ooh.
The big old long. This is the double eagle as well.
Yeah.
And it locks. It has a liner lock in it. And I actually have the box. The box is out in the garage. I have the box for this one and the plastic it was wrapped in.
Yeah. See, my issue with these knives is I'm not a collector.
Yeah.
I'm going to want to use them.
Oh, I use all of mine. All of mine.
What I'm saying is, like, even like the rarest of the rare, if I found one, I would use it, even if it was mint condition.
Yep. I only have one knife that I don't carry, and it's because it's a 20 to 40 case, and the bone is so fragile on it at this point. And it was my grandfather's, and it's not that thing has lived through. That's a story for a whole other live, but that's the only one out of all the knives that I have that I don't carry. All of these will go in the pocket. The black folding hunter that I have actually carved the Thanksgiving turkey last year. So, I use all of mine. I don't care.
Yeah, because with that fillet knife you showed, the first thing I thought about was like, that would be handy when I'm skinning a deer and trying to get those back straps out.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's how I think.
And we showed that double eagle single blade. There's the 2-blade version of it.
Oh. Yeah.
With that big old spear point.
Yep.
And the spear, is it the spear point that locks? I can't remember. Nope. The clip point locks on this one.
Oh, okay.
It's got that liner lock.
Yeah, I could find a use for one of those.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They all get carried.
All right. So are you guys able to read that or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it says it took a while, a whole new manufacturing division plus a half century of knife making know-how to meet the demands of today's exploding quality knife market.
Ooh.
So we met the challenge of Imperial Special Frontier Series division has been newly created from the ground up and dedicated to the production of the finest quality modern technology and 3 generations of cutlery experience can produce. Here's the broadest line of top quality sportsman knives ever introduced. Includes 28 custom style folding knives plus 5 newly designed super functional sheath knives. So 33 patterns that'll handle every cutting chore for even the most discriminating knife buff. Knife buff.
Knife buff.
A discriminating knife buff. And every one of them is backed up by a no-nonsense full 25-year warranty by Imperial, the world's largest pocket knife manufacturer. So right around 2000, I think they ran out of warranty. Right around in there, a little out.
Yeah. Ish.
But even these great knives aren't the whole story. Total merchandising is. Thus, a wide choice of custom display assortments are available. Stop them in the aisles displays that will allow virtually unlimited selection to fit every in-store merchandising plan. Frontier Series also offers national and co-op advertising, gift packaging, full color catalog pages, ad mats, etc. All the necessary ammunition for total merchandising. But the bottom line is value. That's where the Frontier Series shows its competitive edge. Compare a Frontier knife with any of the other quality knife. Dollar for dollar, value for value, you decide. There you go. So, yeah, they were looking to make a high quality but value oriented knife.
Yeah, I think the most expensive, you're talking about the value, the most expensive knife, I pulled up my other spreadsheet that has the prices, was that 110 style knife, and it was $35.95, and it was made, in the 80s. I mean, $35 in the 80s was still a pretty good chunk of change, but still not bad.
All right. But I seem to remember seeing these kind of displays. Kmart
carried a lot of
Kmart. Yeah, that's what it was. Kmart.
Yeah. And there's belt buckles. You can get Frontier belt buckles. You see them all the time on eBay. But the
Byron says, we need knife buff shirts, hats, and stickers.
Knife buff shirts. Rename the knives and nonsense to the knife buffs.
Discriminating knife buffs.
Discriminating. Mm-hmm. Jeez.
Might get PC'd if you say that. Like, what are you discriminating against?
Yeah, might get canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here's Chris on why he's going to get canceled. Here's Chris.
Oh, I can get canceled by my damn self.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
All right.
Just
let's move on to our a second thing that we were going to do tonight, and that was watch you work on some leather. You got any projects you want to talk about?
I got a couple in the works. I'm not going to work on anything tonight just because, I've been
set
up
for that. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I've been up since 4:00 this morning. I've got a couple of sheaths that I'm working on. A couple of fixed blade sheaths. One's actually an in the pocket fixed blade for I don't know how big the knife is. I wish I'd have brought them in here. Fully tooled out. And then one is just a traditional dangler off the belt. Slips are always in the works. Belts are going to start probably in the next month or so. The Western style belts that are fully tooled out, end to end.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit for me when it comes to leather stuff. So it's not just slips and sheaths. It's going to be whatever.
Well, you were mentioning prior to the show doing some leather trade work. Where you traded out with J.O.
Yep.
I think you're doing something with Griff now, right? Too.
Griff in the UK. I've done some maker swaps, like you said, J.O. SJ Relics. He did me a really nice one. It's actually got my logo hand painted on it. So J.O. and Stephen Jeffries, and then now Griff over in the UK. So that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. So Byron says, I've been culture canceled so many times. All I say now is wait for it.
Me too. God.
Yeah. Yeah, the picture's missing Tiger because he's in a different room. Now he's got this wonderful eyeball. It's straining with veins and stuff.
Right
there you go.
Yeah, there's.
It's the straining eye.
I have no clue what that is. That's not mine.
That's Mama's art. Don't you mess with Mama.
Yeah.
Chris gets angry when you mess with Mama.
No,
you wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Jeez.
Well, I'm fascinated to see more of your work on the leather.
Yeah. Maybe we can do another one, and I can actually be set up and ready to go for that.
Yeah, we'll do
it. I can talk because I live stream working at the bench all the time, so I can talk and work all at the same time. So
yeah. And where can people find you, Mike?
Everywhere. Instagram's going to be the same. Make Cutlery Great Again. YouTube, obviously. You can find me on TikTok of all places, but that's going to be MY Leatherworks because I'm rebranding just the leather aspect to that. And then I'm on Facebook. I was trying to hide on Facebook, but I have been found. So all the social media is out there. So Facebook's actually just going to be my name. It's just going to be Michael Yarlett. You can find me there. And then my email is makecutlerygreatagain@gmail.com. Other than that, that's about
what. Can people come to you for requests or
yes?
How does that work?
Yeah, you can just reach out to me on any of those platforms. I love working with customers to get exactly what they want instead of just saying, this is all I got. I want to work with you to whether it's design or what you want on it, colors, whatever. But I do tell people that the best way, and this goes with a lot of artists, just give very basic parameters and just let the artist do their thing. That's where you're going to get your best work. And I kind of feel I do my best work when I'm not cornholed into 10 different requirements. Just give me, like, if you want your initials on a slip or whatever, just give me the initials and then just let me have at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, I love communicating with customers, people, men, women. It doesn't matter. I've talked to guys and had to use Google Translate. A lot of guys out in Texas and Arizona, I've had to get Google Translate for Spanish and done some work for them.
That's great.
Yeah. Had a guy in Was talking to a guy I think he was in either Norway or Iceland, and then he just kind of dropped off the face of the earth, and I hadn't heard from him. And we were talking about some leather projects for some tool belts of all things for him. So, but yeah, sky's the limit. If I hadn't done it, I can figure out how.
Right. You know what my takeaway from all that was?
What's that?
Don't cornhole the artists.
Yeah. Probably a bad choice of words with this crowd. Y'all get the gist of it.
Yeah.
Don't back him into a corner.
Don't back me into a corner.
Yeah.
Don't put baby in a corner.
Yeah. and I've seen that quite a few times with custom knife makers.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody would come with something very specific and be very particular about it, which you're paying a lot of money, so I can understand to a point. Yeah. But then at the end of the day, it don't come out. Neither the maker or the customer is happy with it.
Yep. Like with these swaps that I've done, everybody's like, well, what do you want? I was like, do what you want to do. And I told J.O. and I told Stephen Jeffries both. I was like, I want you to push yourself out of your comfort zone and do something you haven't done. And here comes all the Travis. I've done a lot of work for Travis. So but yeah, I've told them all, just do what you want to do. I'm not giving you any parameters or anything. A knife size is the only thing I did. Like if it'll fit a 47 pattern, that's all I need. So yeah. If there's anything bigger than that, it's going on my belt anyways.
Yeah. Well, I just admire anybody who can work on all that sort of thing. It's just never been sort of my area of interest or expertise,
It's been a process. There's a lot of guys in this chat that James Alton has some of my first ones, because when I first started, I said I was going to number my first 100, and then after the first 100, I wasn't going to number them anymore. And James has single-digit slips that are just a folded over piece of leather with M.C.G.A. stamped in single letters and then the number. And he also has fully tooled, pocket sheaths with a pocket clip on it that he can get a knife in and out easily. It's been a crazy wild ride, and it's all self-taught other than watching YouTube videos and getting a little bit of advice from a leather worker that was on YouTube. And I don't know if he's gone or what, but Dakota Marlowe taught me a lot, gave me a lot of advice as far as like finishes and staining and stuff. But yeah.
Well, it's good that you can learn not only from the community, but you can, it's sort of not competitive in some strange way, what I mean?
No. And I don't know how to say this without, I don't want to sound not even comparative, but when I set out, I wanted to be different as far as like the other leather workers in the knife community that I knew of, like all the slit makers, I guess. I wanted to set myself outside of that. And that's why I've really pushed all the tooling work and the hand done basket weaves that I do. I do floral work, all that Western floral work that you see on saddles and stuff like that. I do all that as well. It's just hard to do it on slips because there's not a lot of room.
Yeah.
So
gives you you need a bigger canvas, don't you?
Yeah. I could run out. Let me run out and grab something out of the shop real quick, and I can show the basket weave that I do. I'll be right back.
All right. Wait, while we wait for Mike, here's Chris.
Yeah. Back again.
And once again, Chris, you're in the spotlight. What do you have to say? What do you think about some leather work? What would you want to see had made? Anything? Anything you want made?
I mean, there's a couple things. I'm actually in need of a wallet. I like to get a couple wallets.
All right. Yeah.
So
mine's getting pretty worn out. trifold. We talked about that before. We'd like the
Yeah.
trifolds, don't we? Yeah.
And then also I have an idea for, it's kind of like a wallet. At work, I carry a notebook, a little tiny notebook.
Right.
And it'd be nice to have like a wallet notebook carrier that'll hold everything all in one go. So
kind of all
instead of grabbing two things, I'm grabbing one.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I do wallets.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. So I got one I'm kind of messing with right now and carrying. That's it's not a custom or anything. That I'm kind of just okay. I'm gonna get some ideas down, and then see what can be done. So because the one I'm carrying now is too big for what I want.
Yeah, just like I feel like mine is like started out flat, and now it looks like more like
like a boomerang,
more like a football. It's more oval and
yeah.
Need to lighten the load, I think. All right, what you got for us, Mike? What do you got here?
So this is going to be the pocket sheath, and this is all hand done. All
the
tool.
weave.
Yeah, the weave. And this one will fold in the middle, and then it'll have it's called a utila clip, and it's one of those pocket clips that actually like ratchets down.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's what this is going to have on it. So the sheath will stay in the pocket, and then you just pull the knife out, and then it'll just basically like a fancy pocket protector for your front pocket. So, and it'll have these are being done for Gunslinger Cal. He's got a bunch of custom fixed blades, I think, out of a maker from Texas that he found, and I'm doing a couple of sheaths for him. So that's what this one's going to be for. So hopefully get it done. This is just raw. I haven't even oiled it yet, so it'll still pick up color, and it still needs to be dyed and everything. So this has kind of become I didn't invent it by any means, but this has kind of become my trademark, I feel, because I do a lot of it and a lot of people like it. So it's kind of become my trademark thing, I guess.
Right.
So, but definitely nothing I invented or came up with.
Yeah. Actually have a sheath somewhere around here, very much like that was made for me by someone in the community, and I really treasure it.
Oh, yeah.
I try not to carry it too much just because it's so nice.
Yeah. Well, the thing with leather is the more you carry it, the more it like adds character and patina.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people. The shine, it gets rid of that shine, makes it duller.
Yeah. Like I've had.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Crazy.
Like I've had guys get leather from me, and it's like, I don't want to carry this. I'm like, it is literally made to be carried and used. You better, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Also, this is a tip from Thrifty. If it's too shiny, just take a 220 grit sanding drum on a Dremel to it. Won't be shiny anymore.
Oh God. Oh.
Shamed on my own show.
Man.
I remember that night.
If you want to turn top grain into suede.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Real quick.
That's how you do it.
This is how you do it.
Yep.
Jeez.
Never again. I learned my lesson. But Byron says pocket protector. That's more knife nerd than knife buff.
Need a new name.
Mm-hmm.
Protector. I said it's like a pocket protector, Byron.
I'm a slip buff as well.
Yeah, slip buff. Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, so the family's bugging me. I don't know what they want, so I'm going to go ahead and call it a night.
All
right. I want to try to get a hold of Mo.
Yes.
Of Kirby Creek Outfit next week. Hopefully we can set up a situation where he can do a carving live while
that would be awesome.
While Chris and I bore everyone, they can watch.
Yeah.
The third window.
Mo do his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do his incredible work. If y'all aren't familiar, there's just one carving of his. He did.
Oh, you got glasses on yours.
See the likeness?
Oh man.
This is the Thrifty Kniffy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
fancy.
Yeah, he's got remarkable talent.
Yeah.
So I'd love to have him.
He sent me and my daughter one because my daughter's always in my lives out in the shop. And when I asked for one, he sent 2, and he sent her a little one. So it's back in her bedroom.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I'm glad she got hold one. Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chris, we're gonna have to have him make one for you since you don't have one. So we'll see if he can do an Emperor Ming carving.
Yeah,
pointy beard down here. See what we can do with that. But appreciate you guys coming in. Mike, thank you so much for coming on, brother.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
We'll have you back on when we can be a little more interactive, like you say. We'll have you making some stuff.
Yep, that'd be awesome.
And we may do that. Like Chris and I have like a topic, and then we'll just cut in back and forth.
Yeah, that's totally fun.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate it. If there's anybody I missed, apologies. I think I caught everybody at least a comment when you came in.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you again, guys. I really do appreciate the audience tonight. And do go check out Make Cutlery Great Again. Mike, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Round of applause for Mike. How about it, boys and girls? Let's work. Can you work? There it is.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for us, guys.